Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We are about to head into trial, I think. Continuing. When I awoke the following morning, Susato-san was already gone. Outside the window, the rain came down in sheets. And so began an even longer day than the last. One that I would remember for the rest of my days. Trial time! Good morning, Gina. I'm determined to prove your innocence today. I'm sure we can do it. So where's your friend, then? Sorry? You know, her in the fancy dress. Sarto, or however you say it, I don't know. Mr. Sato had to leave early this morning. She was already gone by the time I woke up. You alright with that, are ya? Forget about me if you like. Couldn't see her off. It's fine. It's not as though Mr. Sato and I won't meet again, one day. Even so... But you, Gina, you only get one chance. This trial today is all we have. Good morning, you two. I don't know who that is. Okay, yeah. Waga hai wa neko de... Yeah, like I said, I wasn't expecting that running joke to be continuing into this far, but whatever. Waga hai wa neko de... How are you feeling, Ginny? Did you manage to sleep? Iris, what are you doing here? What do you mean? When a friend is in need, we show our support. Isn't that right, Waggy? Ah, Waggy. Great way to show your support, kitty. Let me have a nose around. What harm can it do? Oh, that reminds me. I brought a paper on the way here. Now, would you like the good news or the bad news? What do you say, Runo? Ginny? Oh, well, I think I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first. Now, always take the good news first. You might not live to hear the bad. Yes, that question always gives away people's personalities. Let's not go there. Alright then, I'll give you the bad news first. A record amount of rain has fallen this morning, and carriages all over the capital are struggling to move. Huh? The bad news was a weather report. So I hope that Susie made her train to Dover and that the train isn't delayed on its way to the port. Gosh. Yes. Alright then, so what's the good news? Well, the rain is forecast to subside this afternoon. So even if the train is delayed, it should be able to make up the time later. Well, that is good news, isn't it? I couldn't give a monkeys, really. If only all good news cancelled out the bad. And look, this trial has made the headlines too. Pawnbroker perishes in pickpocket's plunder, see? How do you like that? Well, let him say what he wants. See if I care. I can't because you're covering your face. Don't worry, Runo will soon show everyone that this headline is nonsense. I will. And then, in tomorrow's papers, the headlines will be... Discharge diver is dauntless do-gooder. Isn't that right, Runo? Oh, yes, let's hope so. Of course they will. I have absolute faith in you. How was that? I was trying to sound like Susie. Did it work? Did it? It's like she was still here. Oh, we're getting the paper? Okay. That means we gotta take a look at it. Oh, Iris really is following us, huh? Pawnbroker perishes in pick purse murder. Plunder. How awful. Virginia, I mean. But tomorrow's headline will be Discharge diver is dauntless do-gooder, right? Yes, something like that. If possible, I'd like to go even bigger. Bigger? How? Proud pickpocket protects planet post-trial, perhaps. Protects planet? Ooh, I can't wait for tomorrow now. It's gonna be so great. Who's that at the bottom? There's a sensational story lower down the front page as well, look. Ministry Mole, classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice. For a 10-year-old, Iris certainly has a finger on the pulse of world news. It's about secret communications between Great Britain and its allies. Apparently they're being intercepted by hostile nations. Communications are being intercepted. But how would somebody be doing that? That's the question, isn't it? I've come up with 3 different possible methods so far. Are you looking for a new career, Runo? No, of course not. I wonder. Perhaps this is what Lord Strongheart was talking about yesterday. Yes, it could be. And it could explain why he has Grexy running from pillar to post at the moment. Oh, it's relevant. It's not just background fluff for like the upcoming World War II or something. It's relevant. Alright. The rest of it is too low resolution for me to read. Good luck then, Runo. I'll do what I can. Obviously, I don't know the law like Susie does, but still. I'll be by your side the whole time, giving you moral support and encouragement. I'm not sure that big thing is as comforting as you think it is, to be honest, but... Thank you, Iris. That's very kind of you. Is the bar going to allow that, though? Oh yeah, Iris. Yes, Ginny? Well... I was wondering, that's all. About Sholmes. Did you fix him up alright? Yes. The operation was a great success. But... Curly still hasn't come around yet. No, we know that's not true. He is awake. Eh? I've asked a friend of mine at Scotland Yard to send a telegram as soon as he wakes up. I'm sure Gregson will let us know the moment there's news. Oh, right. No Susato-san and no Mr. Sholmes. It's all down to me today to prove that Gina is innocent of this crime. Miss Gina Lestrade, counsel for the defense. The trial's about to begin. Please make your way into the courtroom. It's time then. Yes, let's go, Gina, Iris. Lead the way, Runo. Oh, okay, I guess they're just letting anybody up onto the bench, huh? Alright. I was expecting to be alone, but... Well, I ain't gonna complain. Poor Gina. She's trying to put on a brave face, but I can tell she's worried and scared. I have to believe in her from start to finish. That's the weapon that will secure our victory here. If I learned anything from my great friend, it's that. See, I thought Britain had a better run of the courtroom than Japanifornia, but I guess Britain also allows random 10-year-olds onto the bench. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready. My lord. It was some 5 years ago, my lord. Really? There are two types of person I cannot abide. Firstly, those wealthy scoundrels who hide behind a mask of philanthropy to cheat the public at large. He means Mr. McGilder, who he defended against the Reaper 2 months ago. Yes, I just about managed to work that out, thank you. Magnus McGilder. If I had known what a monster he was, I never would have defended him. And secondly, even more loathsome, those whitey scoundrels who masquerade as allies, only to effect total betrayal in the final hour. In other words, the confidence tricksters from those tiny islands in the Far East, the Nipponese. Oh, okay, we're just being racist now. What? Did he really just say that? He means you now, Runo. I actually managed to work that out too, thank you, Iris. Total betrayal, what are you talking about? The torrid look of hatred in Lord Van Zeek's eyes. Was it directed solely at me? Or was he talking about all Japanese people? Lord Van Zeek's. Sir, this is a customer the circle reaper the bell, on his way practice. Your lordship is too kind. Wait a second. Alright, left to right. It's Mooney McMooney Man. Mooney McMooney Man, the maid from Case 3. That guy is new. We've seen that guy before. I don't remember where. The fourth juror, I don't remember where I've seen. Fifth juror was also in Case 3. She was the typist. And the sixth one. Is that the revolutionary? He's real? What is he doing here? He's not a British citizen. He shouldn't be allowed to serve on a court of law. What the heck? But yeah, where was the fourth guy? The fourth guy looks really familiar. Have we seen him before? Or is he new? Oh wait, no, yeah, he's the... Oh no, he's the deaf guy. He's the guy with the hearing problem. He was in the last case as well, right? Why is he in a doctor outfit now? What the heck? The jury is wacky as usual. Former lieutenant in the British Army here, didn't you know? Chaps like me were born ready. Clean crockery, clean cutlery, and a clean conscience. His lordship's motto is very appropriate here, I think. Everything will be stereoscopic in the future. Absolutely, absolutely everything, and I'm ready for it. Ah, cross-eyed Becky. Okay. I don't understand that. I could have left it in there. It's not possible. But could I have? Women indispensable in society. Stop. Heliocentric future awaits. Stop. Oh, she's upgraded. She's upgraded from a typewriter to a to a Morse code. Okay. Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. Wow, really? The man's not even a British citizen. How is he allowed to serve on a British jury? Also, why does he have a mouse with him? Is anyone gonna question the mouse? No? I see we have descended into full-on Ace Attorney insanity. Do not question. Let us proceed. Is something wrong, Runo? Oh, not exactly, it's just... I'm fairly sure I recognize these jurors. Almost all of them, in fact. Really? Funny coincidences like that do happen from time to time, don't they? But it is quite strange. The jurors are chosen at random from London's 6 million inhabitants, you know? So I've been led to believe. But something tells me I'm being duped. Something tells me Capcom doesn't have enough money to produce 6 completely unique character models for every single British case. As you wish, my lord. Allow me now to begin with a word of warning to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. In short, there has never been a more self-evident case of cold-blooded murder. The victim, Mr. Pop Windybank, proprietor of a prawn shop on Baker Street, was shot from behind and died instantly. The prosecution presents this photographic print of the crime scene. As the court will observe, there is a single bullet wound just below the gentleman's left shoulder. The evidence suggests that a bullet pierced the man's heart, resulting in near-instant death. Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner. His report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. And what's that supposed to tell us? It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Someone like the accused, you might say. Oh! The prosecution wishes to present the autopsy report and crime scene photograph as evidence, my lord. Alright, let's take a quick look at that. One's 130. Single bullet wound in the upper half of victim's back, no other visible signs of trauma. It's death from a posterior anterior bullet wound to the heart. Bullet into the body from the back on the gently rising diagonal trajectory. Okay. Yeah, I think that's all the useful info we have right now. Nothing too out of the ordinary at the moment. And now I'll ask the court to turn its attention to this plan of the establishment where the incident occurred. The proprietor was found in the storeroom where he kept articles pawned to him. A windowless room with a single point of entry, a door to the main shop that was found locked. In this sealed chamber, there were only 2 persons present. The victim, Mr. Windybank, and the accused. It may further interest the court to know that when the accused was discovered at the scene, she had in her hand the gun used to fire the fatal bullet. Well, that's that then, isn't it? Nothing more to say. Isn't that grubby little girl a pickpocket anyway? She's one of those filthy drabs that lives in the slums in the East End. Oh well, it was only a matter of time before she got blood on her hands then. What are the jurors waiting for? The girl's guilty as hell. We can't jump to conclusions here. We mustn't assume her guilt because of what she has to do to survive. My learned Nipponese friend, it is you who mustn't jump to conclusions. The prosecution has barely begun presenting its case. Conveniently, this appalling act of murder did not go unobserved. There were witnesses. Oh, gracious! After their testimony, this girl's true nature will be exposed. Pitiful pickpurse, a cold-hearted killer. Here's to establishing the truth. At once, my lord. Alright. We're getting all the evidence pieces now. Now, this pretty much shows what we expect. This is Mr. Windybank's gun. The cylinder is completely empty. Mr. Windybank always used to keep this gun to hand on the shop counter. Yes, but only ever with a single bullet loaded, I understand. That's right, to keep all the pawn articles that were in his care safe. But his one bullet was fired at night, and the poor man lost his life. Was he protecting his shop, I wonder? Trying to keep the articles safe? Okay, I don't see anything else out of the ordinary. Seems like a fairly normal gun to me. Yeah, nothing sticks out to me at the moment. This isn't good. I feel like the mood here has turned very gloomy all of a sudden, Bruno. I think that's because it has. The code's off. Immediately. Let us begin. Bring forth the witnesses to the foul murder of Mr. Pop Windybank on 16 April of this year. What the heck? That's a heck of a design. Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court. Okay, what kind of voice should I, Oh, okay. Goldfish poop gang. Stupid sounding, right? We gotta give them stupid sounding voices. Like Teen Scowl voices. Name's Nash Skulkin. Occupation is, baddie. Professional baddie. Name's Ringo Skulkin. Occupation's, same as him. Tobias Gregson, Scotland Yard Inspector. That's right. We're what they call the Three Skulkin Brothers. What are you looking at me like that for? Don't lump me in with you lot. God blimey, that's cold. Don't you know what we're going for? Soda, bruv. I lost contact with him, we have. So we're scouring every shady corner of the capital. And then last night we come across you, the very spit of the bloke. Ain't that right, Ringo? He is, Nash, he is. The very spit of him. So he decided there and then what we gots to do. He was gonna call ya. Big Bruce Skulky. Sulky. Come on, leave it out, you two. Sulky Sulkin? Sulky Skulkin? And that's before he's run out of chips. Sulky Gregson. Okay, I think I settled into a good voice for them there. I'm gonna make them... You know, if I don't have any other ideas, I'm just gonna make them sound drunk. It will probably work. Begging your pardon, my lord, but the name's Tobias. What do you like to know, inspectors? What you are doing in the witness stand? The Skulkin brothers are currently under arrest, my lord, on suspicion of theft. Thieves are they, these three? No, my lord. Begging your pardon, but please don't lump me in with this lot. 2 nights ago, these 2 brothers illegally entered an establishment with intent to burgle. Yeah, I noticed they're just parent apple. And in the course of their nefarious activities, they became embroiled in a far more sinister crime. Oh, Drew, you mean to say? What an extraordinary coincidence! Indeed, my lord. While attempting to burglarize the pawnbrokery, they witnessed its proprietor's murder. He's on a box. The various trespasses of these brothers is not the subject of today's proceedings, though they will naturally face trial in the very near future. With your lordship's permission, I'd like to remain in the stand to keep these gents on the straight and narrow. These witnesses or permit them to take the stand. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, you will now testify before the court. Describe the events of the night in question, and what exactly you saw. Happy to! Because the Skulkins never skulkin. Sulkin. Get out of it. You was walking down Baker Street in the small hours and the gas still was ajar, see? It was like some kind of sign begging for us to go in, it was. Once we got inside, oh blimey lummy, he had a gunshot from the back room. I went to see what was what, but the door was locked from the inside. He never done nothing, Governor. He never took nothing. He just left after that. Nice and quiet. The witness's testimony is consistent with the crime scene in every detail. The door providing access to the storeroom from the main shop was indeed locked from the inside, and within, only the victim and the accused are found. No, sir, that's going to be simple case. Sir, the rest because of the witnesses now, of course. Don't say please. Is it? Yes. What's the matter, Runo? Sorry, I was just stunned into silence for a minute by the blatant lies being told by their pair in the stand. I know that it's all nonsense because I saw it with my own eyes. I'll just have to expose their testimony for the pack of lies it is. You know, if we are also a material witness, we would not be allowed to prosecute this case. Technically.
Hold it!
The front door of Windybanks was ajar, you say? What time of night was this? I said in about 1. Right, Ringo? I'd say so. Right, Sulky? How would I know? The place would have been shut at 1 in the morning, just like every other shop in town. Oh, it was pitch black inside, it's true. Ain't that right, Ringo? I'm not so sure, Nash. I seem to remember the light burning inside. What about you, Sulky, me old mucker? Leave me alone. I like this dynamic already, Kirk's not just being lumped in. They're like an old man's eye pair, almost. This is just a comedy group now. There definitely was a small lamp burning inside. That's what alerted us to the situation in the first place. And when these gentlemen ventured into the open establishment, the accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, already had the muzzle of a gun trained on the unfortunate victim.
Objection!
It is pure conjecture. Perhaps. But it changes nothing. These brothers inadvertently wandered into the middle of a cold-blooded murder, simply because they found the door of the victim's establishment open and ventured inside. Right, that's what happened.
Hold it!
Hold it. What are you trying to suggest? That you had to go in? Well, God moves in mysterious ways, they say. Don't they, Ringo? They do, Nash, they do. Must have been some sort of providence, I reckon. God's will often presents itself as the whim of thieves, does it? It weren't no whim, I'm dead sure of that. It weren't, Nash, it weren't. Like we said at the time. You don't just find doors open in the middle of the night like that. Nah, there's no two ways about it. There's a sign that a long-lost brother was inside. They're not very good liars, are they? Well, you can't deny it. They led us to a bloke what looks just like a bruv. I said cut it out. Those chips are getting a chomping today.
Hold it!
A gunshot, you say? Just the one. Are you sure about that? Yup, just the one, Governor. I can swear to that. It was, Nash, it was. Ain't that right, bruv? The firearm used belonged to the victim himself. Yes, Mr. Windybank always used to leave his gun lying around on the counter. Right, I remember. When we examined it, we found the revolver was completely out of rounds. That makes sense. Mr. Wittybank always used to say he only ever kept a single bullet loaded. That's true. I remember him saying that as well. Yes, my lord, you can. And I should remind the court. The firearm in question was discovered in the hand of the accused. Wonderful.
Hold it!
Do you mean the door between the main shop and the storeroom? If my learned friend is having difficulty grasping the situation, perhaps a drawing would help. Excluding the shop's entrance into the street, there is only one other door, that of the storeroom. There was only a little oil lamp burning. Not much to see by. And the door was in behind the curtain and all. That's right. When we arrived, the door was mostly obscured by the curtain. Tell me, why exactly did you try to open that door? Eh? Any normal petty thief would run at the sound of a gunshot, I should think. Well, your turn to rabbit, Ringo. Well, nah, sure, yeah. Suppose I have to say we ain't normal, eh? Broadly speaking, humans respond in one of two ways when hearing a gunshot or scream. The timid flee, gripped by fear, while the courageous investigate to see if he might help. These gentlemen are of the latter inclination. By learning from his friend, it would seem is of the former. Alright, somehow I just proved that I was a coward that night. Thank you, sir. I believe we understand the doors locked or could be open. Proceed, witnesses.
Hold it!
You didn't do or take anything. Is that your story? Oh, it was bedlam soon as, weren't it? It was, Nash, it was. I didn't even have time to pull me dukes out me Lucy lockets. So with no time to take your hands out of your pockets, you just left, nice and quietly, you see. That's right, Governor. Nothing we ain't more than violence. Peace-loving nibblers, we are not bludgers. We are, Nash, we are. Never even pulled me dukes out me Lucy lockets. So you clearly like us to believe. Eh? Come again? As you fled from the pawnbrokers that night, did you not run into anyone else? And did you not fire a gun at that person? Since you fired a gun, you say? Ah! Blimey, Governor! You ain't telling us it was you in the doorway? It was. Why, the bleeding Nora! Didn't you mention that before? You were armed with a gun, and as you fled the scene, you fired that gun at London's greatest detective, Herlock Sholmes. Shot the greatest Sholmes? I did hear that actually. There was a rumor he'd been rushed to hospital. The great Sholmes? That's beyond the pale. On the night in question, this pair were arrested by the police within minutes of the discovery of the crime scene. Their suspicious countenance rapidly gave them away. And when searched, a firearm was indeed found in their possession. Furthermore, the barrel shows signs of a shot having been fired from it. Prosecution invites his lordship to examine the firearm recovered from these brothers. Yes, indeed. Remnants of powder around the muzzle, is there, counsel? The criminal hold is separate evidence. Skulkin Brothers gun. Alright. So, there's ammunition still loaded in 5 of this revolver's 6 cylinders. Yes, which tells us that only a single round shot had been fired from it. Exactly. The bullet that hit Hurley, in fact, isn't it? Yes. It happened almost as soon as we walked in through Winterbank's door. I'll make those brothers pay. Alright, I don't see anything else out of the ordinary, so we're gonna keep going. Now, I learned Nipponese friend. Yes. Here's to you successfully presenting the evidence. For yes, there are the telltale signs of spent powder on this gun and a single bullet missing from the cylinder. But the prosecution demands evidence that it was fired at the scene of the crime under scrutiny in this trial.
Objection!
Well, I don't need evidence, because I was there!
Objection!
However, the rest of us in this courtroom were not. The defense fails to provide evidence in support of its rash claim. We shall have no choice but to toast their incompetence and move on. Evidence that these two fired that gun before they left Winterbanks that night. Well, we've got this, right? Pretty sure that's Holmes's blood. Unless there's a big twist later. I'm sure these witnesses know the fire in the pawnbroker shop that night. Well, I'm going to assume that it's this one.
Take that!
The evidence is in this portfolio. Oh, what did that you there, Carlson? During the course of our investigations, we discovered a number of bloodstains. Not trusting the police to do the job they're trained to do. How arrogantly Nipponese of you. Well, anyway, we analyzed all the blood samples we found and recorded the results in this portfolio. You can add the evidence corresponding therein. Yes, my lord. Now, the concern present to put on evidence at once. Or do you have in your portfolio that proves his witnesses unload the firearm at the scene?
Take that!
What is that? Explain. It's a photographic print taken at Winterbank's pawnbrokery on the day of the incident. And this is the crime, is it? Is that a bullet hole? And my eyes don't deceive me, the piece of blood still lodged there. Yes, as your lordship noticed, the bullet pierced Mr. Winterbank's calendar. The date shown being the 16th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death. Yes, it occurred after midnight. The indicates that some sort of fire sometime after the calendar has been set to the 16th. That's right. And while it isn't irrefutable, the defense believes that this credible evidence that the witnesses did fire a round from their gun at the pawnbrokers that night. Nah! Order! Out of prosecution, sir, Lord 6. He actually drank the wine. If that is the direction my learned friend wishes to take, the prosecution has no objection. What? Would you forgive me for flinging my hallowed chalice aside in disgust at the repugnancy it exposes? Yes, on the night in question, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery illegally. And like the bold baddies they claim to be, opened fire on the new arrivals before fleeing back onto the street. Hey! Take it easy there, governor! You're gonna land us in the soup? Yeah, to do! You weren't gonna get into them details. Tell him, Sulky, set the bloke straight. I have nothing to add. So he knew, did he? Van Zeeks knew their testimony would almost certainly expose the extent of their crimes. It would seem now that I owe my Ludney Punny's friend a word of gratitude. What do you mean? What I mean is that you have helpfully confirmed an important fact. So, fact do you refer, Van Zeeks? As has been established, at the point of their arrest, a single shot had been fired from the brother's gun. However, if that shot found its target in Mr. Sholmes, then clearly these witnesses cannot be accused of the fatal shooting of the proprietor and victim. Ah! In other words, these two men have no material connection to the murder of Mr. Windybank at all. So that's it. That's it. Didn't have nothing to do with it. He didn't, Nash. He didn't. That's what I reckon. Your crimes include unlawful entry, intent to steal, perjury, and, let us not forget, attempted murder. Quite a catalogue, eh, fellas? We're in for it now, bruv. Now then, let us take a moment to consider the aforementioned great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. It would seem the man patronized the pawnbrokers in question somewhat regularly. Where is he going with this? Mr. Sholmes appears to take pleasure in tinkering with eccentric machinery. Eccentric? Says who? Not me. Don't give me that look. He installed a pair of machines like this one in the victim's shop. Oh! That's one of Hurley's red-handed recorders. Contraption. As your lordship has surmised, it is indeed a camera attached to a small timing device. Every half an hour, it automatically photographs the interior of the establishment. The idea being that if a thief were to break into the shop, he would be caught red-handed. The prosecution has obtained the photographs taken by the device on the night in question. As the court will observe, copious identical prints are produced in quite a desultory fashion. Not a protocol, I feel. In fact, there are 2 such devices in the victim's shop, my lord. If I may refer the court to the plan of the premises, their respective positions are here. And here. This is camera production prints every half hour. I'm afraid I failed to see. Although I hope with the anticipated conduct this activities in one of the many 30-minute intervals. One can only pray that the would-be criminal lingers, my lord. On the night in question, the witnesses currently in the stand were not caught on camera. That's a bit of fried tuck, eh, bruv? Lady loves his skulking. And this is what's the trespassing begin? Must have been just after 1. Right, bruv? Must have been, Nash, must have been. Yeah, just gone 1. In which case, minutes before these brothers entered the establishment. What scene might we expect to see within the shop? Let us examine the evidence. Good lord! It's a defendant! Bestial Shrud! As the court can clearly see, the accused is pictured, gun in hand, facing the victim over the shop counter. No doubt coercing the proprietor to open the door to his storeroom. Right! I can only easily imagine the events that unfolded. The court of this photographic footage evidence in the police council. Let's take a closer look at that. Hang on. Is that a earring? No, that's just a lock of hair that goes over it. Got it. Ugh. I don't believe it. Ginny... In short, the accused is the only person who could possibly have killed Mr. Windybank. Ah! I say, my lord. Wonder if I put in a word at this point. Mr. Foreman? Took a bally bullet to the knee in the Battle of May 1, 1880, don't you know? Decorated for it and all that, but forced to retire from the service, sadly. Corps of metal can never outshine the exploits of chaps like us in the battlefield. Yes, Mr. Foreman, what exactly is your point? Carried on the battle of the retirement, you see. The battle of daily life, if you like. And here I am now, leading the small squadron, 6 men, all good and true. And we'll all go down together, you mark my words, one for all and all for one. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached agreement, have they? Is that what we are to understand? Oh, Mr. Foreman, is that correct? In a manner of speaking, yes. That is the Gyrdap Squadron's position, sir. What? No, it's too soon to make a judgment here. Status report for the court, men, on the double. His lordship insists on promptitude at all times, and that goes on making decisions too. I think you find the truth is as clear as day now. I could reach out and touch it. I wouldn't have left it in there. I just wouldn't. But in all honesty, I can't actually remember. What's he even talking about? Situation clear. Stop. No room for doubt. Stop. Truth now undeniable. Stop. I am very sorry for brothers. They are unlucky. Very well. An alcohol is from the jury to state is leading in this matter. And I shall consider verdicts of the court.
Guilty.
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 This is gonna happen every time, isn't it? Every single time. That photograph. It must be the definitive evidence that Gregson mentioned. But Ginny didn't shoot him. No, of course not. My lord, the defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination. Very good consideration. So, you refuse to admit defeat again. How? Unsurprising. Proceed immediately to summation examination. Mr. Foreman, all members of the jury ready. Absolutely, sir. Always ready for action, my chaps. Very good. There's the jury. You each submit or acknowledge you to submit the defendant to be guilty. Alright. All the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at this young pickpocket team. As a housemaid, I should like to see all filthy iceholes promptly and rigorously eliminated. I think you'll find that if you just look at the photograph in stereo, the truth will just pop out. Right, I left it in there. I should think there will be repercussions by now. Mind made up. Stop. Global radio transmission of verdict to follow. Stop. In Motherland, we say never judge by clothes, judge by head. I am convinced brothers are innocent. Storeroom, locked from the inside, in which the victim and the accused were discovered alone. And in the accused's hand, the fatal revolver, the firing of which was heard by these witnesses. Not to mention this print! Taker of a chap was seen action on the battlefield. The young girl's on the verge of pulling the bally trigger. Thanks a lot, Mr. Sholmes. Oh dear. Hurley's cameras were supposed to help, not hinder. I'm really giving up this struggle ahead of you. Regina didn't shoot Mr. Windybank. which means there's more to the situation than we've yet to see. Agreed. You have the floor count. Wow, I gave the judge a normal voice for a second. Man, there's so many voices I can keep track of. Summation examination. I like how they're back there. Alright. Dramatic effect and gameplay mechanics, yeah. We're always gonna get a guilty verdict right off the bat first, right? It's just so we can get this gameplay mechanic in. That's just how it works. Alright. All the evidence points the finger of guilt of this young cockatine. As a housemaid, I should like to see your filthy eyes on some of the again. It doesn't really have anything to do with that. Someone's talking about the photo. We only have the one though. The cat photo is down there as well. Alright, I'm gonna press this guy because I have no idea what he's talking about. What exactly have you been muttering about all this time, sir? You keep talking about having left something somewhere or something like that. So sorry. As you can probably tell, I'm a surgeon. A surgeon? That totally passed me by. Of course, people conducting surgery in this country aren't considered to be doctors, oh no. Even though me and my kind are at the forefront of medical science, the real brains in the field. So, what is it that you think you've left behind? Oh, well, that's a little embarrassing to be honest. You see, I was operating on someone yesterday. Standard thing, went in through the abdomen. Don't tell me. But when I'd finished the procedure, I couldn't find my scalpel anywhere. What? Did he? Surely not. Exactly, surely not, you say to yourself, don't you? Worrying, isn't it? That's what's been troubling me this whole time. Could I really have left my scalpel inside the fellow's belly? No, of course I couldn't. So, there you have it. Like I said, a little embarrassing, really. That's one way of putting it. The other is manslaughter. That's exactly my concern, and seeing as this case appears to be all but sewn up. I need to focus on trying to remember exactly what I've sewn up elsewhere. No, I'm sure I made sure everything was back as it should be. Well, as sure as you can be without being sure. I'm sure you need to be more sure. Is it Holmes? Did he leave a scalpel in Holmes? That's, oof. Alright, Russian man, tell me. These two people not on trial. The girl on trial.
Hold it!
Hold it! Please tell me you're not villain Bolshevik. The Russian revolutionary. The revolutionary? Ah, I believe there is such a rumor. It's just a rumor? As you see, I have unfortunate appearance. I look like vicious criminal. Your words, not mine. Just want to point that out. People call me revolutionary, murderer, autocrat. And which glove fits? Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. Right. That didn't sound staged at all. You'll forgive me for having my doubts. To be treated like vicious criminal all the time, it is very painful. People do not realize. So I have much sympathies for these brothers. People say they are criminals only because of how they look. The Skulkin brothers? Ah, maybe they went inside pawnbroker's shop. But they have done nothing wrong. That is all I want to say. The Skulkin brothers did nothing wrong that night. Alright, well, first of all, that's one not so little misunderstanding I'll need to clear up straight away. Tell me something, Iris. What is it, Bruno? The jurors are chosen at random from the inhabitants of London town, aren't they? Yes, it's amazing, isn't it? In that case, how is it that there's a Russian tourist sitting among them who looks for all the world like a revolutionary? Good question! Don't you need to be a British citizen? I wish I knew. Oh, okay, we're just not gonna get an answer then. If I can't change my mind more than half of these 6 jurors, the trial will be over. But we know the genie would never shoot anyone. Yes, so we need to find contradictions in what these jurors are saying and pit them against each other. And so we need to go to whatever lengths I have to convince them Regina's innocence. Because A's attorney shenanigans. Okay, at least they addressed it. At least they brought it up. Alright, so those are the two funny people I wanted to ask.
Hold it!
Now we'll just press everyone. You're Mr. Natsume's landlord, Mr. Garrideb, aren't you? We really must stop meeting like this. Oh, you're the lawyer chap. Well, there's a turn-up for the books. Yes, rather a turbulent time we had back then. Some extraordinary events took place at your house, that's for sure. Luckily, Mr. Sholmes and I were able to get to the bottom of it all. I think we did rather a lot for you, didn't we? I mean, obviously. I wouldn't be suggesting that therefore you should change your leaning to not guilty or anything. Well, what, you went there, Rinosuke? Can't be denied, I suppose. The curse of the Garrideb house was the talk of the town after that business. Not just move out and I couldn't get a belly soul to take up the tendencies. Oh. Haven't had the heart to break the news to Joni yet. Bad enough that the old girl's clapped up. Yes, can't be denied. You did do a rather lot. But not for us, that's for dash certain. I suppose not. Of course... There can be no suggestion of that being the reason I'm leaning towards guilty here, obviously. Obviously. But honestly, I really wish you'd pay more attention to the trial and less to juror number 2.
Hold it!
Polishing the bench, I see. Again. A maid's work is never done, not a blemish must remain. What exactly do you mean by filthy eyesores? On my way to market for his lordship, I have to pass through the East End. The place is full of beggars, pick pursers, and crossmen. The scum of the earth. A little harsh, perhaps. Let me be plain. If it were up to me, all those backslums would be made spick and span or eradicated. At least we have people like the great detective working to achieve these important goals. You're referring to Mr. Horlock Sholmes? That's right. I like to keep abreast of his exploits while reading Rant's magazine in between my duties. He does wonders cleaning up London streets. In my opinion, he should be declared an honorary maid of the capital. Mr. Sholmes, a maid? It's really quite unforgivable. Got the scum having the audacity to shoot our very greatest detective. Minor detail, it was the two brothers in the stand who shot Mr. Sholmes, not the defendant. A minor detail indeed. They're all got the scum as far as I'm concerned. Well, it just might be an idea to get our facts straight anyway. Yes, alright. I shall amend my statement. Those brothers are the scum of the earth. They should swing for shooting the great detective. Yeah, it's amazing. Well, that's just Ace Attorney in a nutshell, right? Alright. This is a really stupid contradiction, but...
Objection!
I guess you have to point it out just to get them to pay attention to the case. Goddamn jurors, slacking off in the middle of court. The two statements clearly contradict each other. Good lord, yourself. Oh my statement. Contradictory. Contradict-C-O-N. Juror number 6, you've got the wrong end of the stick. I do not have stick. I have mouse. As juror number 2 said earlier, when the Skulkin brothers fled the scene on the night in question, they fired a shot from their revolver. Yes, the shot pulled Mr. Sholmes in the abdomen, I understand. Surely you're not going to tell the court now that you didn't hear. Abdomen. Abdomen. A-B-D. Sir? Sorry. My English is still learning. You are telling the court you didn't hear. Forgive me, I did not hear. Ugh. Ah, here is word. Abdomen. Part of person's body containing stomach and other vital organs. If this is what you mean, you should say in plain English. I am Russian, not native speaker. I thought it was a good idea to let this man be on the jury again. Exactly! Alright, you know what? Shenanigans. But If this was a real trial, I would be able to voir dire this guy, like, immediately. I can voir dire him immediately. He can't comprehend what's going on in the trial, he's out. Swap him for someone else. So, you are telling me these brothers who look like criminals were lying. They said before, we never done nothing, but truth is, they shot detective. Ah, this is double negative. Yes, that's exactly right. Lying is wrong, especially when lie is said by a person who looks like criminal. Coming from you, that seems surprisingly prejudiced. This means, when they said, we never took nothing, maybe it was also a big fat lie. Is this true? Well, according to the police report, no stolen goods were found, so... Enough! I trust no one now. It's not the mouse's fault though, sir. I must see with own eyes. I must investigate crime scene myself. Ah, 12 angry men. I'm afraid that won't be Yes, it is, Runo. Easily. Sorry? With the print from Hurley's red-handed recorder. Ah. If you compare the print that pictures Ginny and the next print from half an hour later, you'll be able to see straight away if anything was taken or not. Cooey, Mr. Professor. Tut tut. Calling on the prosecution in the middle of a summation examination of all times. The print showing the accused threatening the victim after she broke into the shop is this one. Following this, the victim and the accused moved into the storeroom. Meanwhile, the Skulking brothers entered the shop and summarily heard the fatal gunshot ring out. Sadly, none of these events were captured on film. This is the print produced by the camera half an hour later after the brothers' fight. See, we had to do this in order to get the evidence, really. So this was taken after Hurley was shot then. As far as I can tell, nothing has been taken. That does seem to be the case. I can't notice anything that's obviously missing in the second print. So, the brothers who looked like criminals told only one lie. Oh, I can put Sue in the middle of this. Huh. They shot men, but they stole nothing. It would seem so, yes? Good. No, not good. You were right, I did not understood situation. Now I know brothers have lied. I think it is very important to continue with trial. Ah? What? What was all that? Ace Attorney is silly sometimes. Moving on. Hey, well done, Runo. The balance is shifting. Well, it's a start, I suppose. But there must be more in what these jurors are saying than I could use to expose the truth. And if I can do that, we just might turn the situation to our favor still. To the submission examination. I'm currently handing you photographic prints of the bailiff to be filed as evidence. Well, we have some new evidence again. The lengths I have to go to get new evidence. Gotta print in the court record. Alright, time to play Spot the Difference. The lamp's broken. That's the difference. That's one difference. I wish I could put them side by side, to be honest. Yeah, okay. As far as I can see, the only difference is that the lamp is broken. Pieces of the lamp, and we did see glass pieces on the floor, so there is that. Alright. If I can spot something else later, I'll go back and look at it again. Another print in the court record. I wonder if we can make use of that.
Hold it!
Alright, we haven't pressed this lady yet. Sorry, radio transmission? What do you mean? Are you from the Far East? Stop. Yes, from the Empire of Japan. All communication with Far Eastern nations used to take place by mail. Royal Mail steamers take more than a month to complete the journey. Ah, but now we have the electric telegram, so we can send messages using electrical signals. Thousands of miles of cables have been laid along the ocean beds connecting the entire world. Thousands of miles of cable? On the ocean bed? It makes my head hurt just thinking about it. You are well informed, young lady. Hehe. But cables will soon become a thing of the past. Stop. And just when I was starting to catch up. Radio transmission is the future. Stop. Messages carried over airways to four corners of globe. Stop. Excitement growing. Stop. Atmosphere electric. Stop. Right. Try not to wear out your fingers. Era of wireless telegraphy. Stop. Driving technological revolution. Stop. And people say inventions like the stereoscope are the height of technology, but utter piffle. I can't understand it. I really can't. They're just silly toys. Really? This has nothing to do with the case. But alright, we're just gonna push this then. What? Oh, tell us, great stereoscope man. What secrets will you review for us today? Juror number 3, sorry to interrupt when you're obviously filming, but... What? Do you perhaps have something to say about juror number 5's last remark? As if I couldn't guess. Oh, you bet I do. Say that again. Go on, I dare you. Goodness, are you talking to me? I think he just might be, yes. You think stereoscopes are just toys, do you, huh? Absolutely. I mean, really. A machine to view photographs in 3 dimensions. Why on earth will you not just use your eyes to look at the world around you? It's all 3-dimensional. What a great way to appease the man. The 3DS! It will never catch on! Got hair in my mouth. No, I'm sorry. Stereoscopes are of no practical use at all. You just don't know! Pardon? I think you'll find that viewing a photograph through a stereoscope can unlock all sorts of possibilities. I'm obviously going to have to demonstrate. What sort of possibilities? Well, take a crime scene for example. If you had a pair of photographs from a crime scene that you could view through a stereoscope, it could reveal hidden clues you've never even noticed before. What? Have you got any, Runo? Any prints you could look at with a stereoscope? We needed to do this? In order to... Okay, you know what? I don't know... Okay. I don't know why we had to go into jury summation to specifically be able to observe the evidence in this manner, but... you know, whatever. It's a little contrived, but sure. Well, we've got 2 prints now. How about this print? You should do the trick, I think. It is a little contrived.
Take that!
Alright then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints? Of course I can. Oh, so his only purpose being here is to review to us the 3D evidence, huh? Okay. Very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to. Just give me 1 more print and I'll amaze you all.
Take that!
Alright, these 2 prints were both taken with the same camera in Windybanks on the night in question. Yes, I see. Tell me, Mr. Lawyer. Do you know how stereographic images work? Do you understand the principle? Well, I think so. I did have a lesson only yesterday. The left and right eye images need to be the same, only with a slight shift in positions of some objects. that when your brain merges the two images together inside your head, it notices a shift as if it were death. Yes, exactly. It's that small shift between certain objects in the two pictures that's really important. So what happens if you use two photographs that are exactly the same then? No, obviously that wouldn't work at all. Not for seeing the scene three-dimensionally anyway. Oh, of course, now I see. Ah, I think the young girl has discovered the secret. I have. Can you uncross your eyes before you tell me? Have another look at these two pictures from Hurley's camera, Bruno. Go on. Can you see there's a really obvious difference between them? Of course there is. There are two people in the first and no people in the second. You know, I didn't have to do it manually. I could have just done it not automatically here. Was it really that hard to see though? I mean, it just took me a little bit and then I could see it. You know, it's the lamp. The lamp's broken. Well, yes, you can see that straight away, but now, try looking at the pictures in 3 dimensions. Alright, I'll give it a go. So, to start with, you have to cross your eyes and then try to make the two pictures overlap exactly. So on the 3DS, you would turn on your 3D, I guess. See, by crossing my eyes, I can make the kill pencil picture overlap in the middle. Wait. Well, did you manage to see it properly, Runo? Not really. I'm just not very good at this, that's the trouble. Oh, don't worry, I have just the thing. I happen to bring with me a portable stereoscope. I know I mentioned this yesterday, but if you had that contraption to view from the outset, you could have saved me staring at Mr. Windybank and Gina like I hate them all that time. And if you remember, I said in reply that it's much more satisfying to be able to see the effect of your own eyes. Anyway, why don't we try using this helpful little aid now? Thank you. I'm not on the 3DS, so I'm gonna need the help. See, that's a lot more helpful. I definitely wouldn't be able to see that. Now, let's see what we've got. Wait, look at that. Ah! What's going on with these two pictures? Some of the things on the counter sort of jump out at you. Ah, okay. Yeah, see, I wouldn't have been able to tell that. I thought they were talking about the lamp being different, but okay. So, everything on that desk in that area has been shifted. That's what they're saying. The judge was cross-eyed. Yes, that's it, you see. That's the other amazing power of stereoscopes. Other amazing power. Is someone going to explain this black magic, eh? Why the deuce do some of these things on the counter seem to jump out at you like that, I think you'll find that if you consider the basic principle of the stereoscope, you'll answer your own question. Basic principles of the stereoscope. As I said before, if you try to look at two identical pictures using a stereoscope, it won't work at all. It's the slight shift in the positions of certain objects that lets you see the pictures in 3-dimensionally. In other words, even though at first glance it seems the objects on the counter haven't moved at all between the two pictures, this shows that actually there must have been a slight shift in their positions. Yes, there must have been. Now hold fire there, sir. Got a reasonable grasp of this whole cross-eyed business now, I'd say. Well, why the devil does a shift between the two prints exist in the first place? Well, what's the answer, fellow? Come on, you're the cross-eyed master. What? Me? I haven't the first idea. You know, Runo, it's quite simple. It is. Just think it through step by step. The first photograph was taken at 1 AM. Then, 30 minutes later, the second photograph was taken. But the position of some items on the counter appeared to have shifted slightly in the interim. So that means that sometime in the half-hour interval, someone must have tampered with the things on the counter. Zonkers! Someone tampered? New information. Stop. Not mentioned in testimony so far. Stop. Yes. We've had to go around in circles a little here, it seems. But I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at in this summation examination now. Ladies and gentlemen, the question now is clear. We know the items on the countertop were moved, but by whom? Are you suggesting you might know? Of course. I can tell you right now who is responsible for the almost imperceptible shift in the items on the counter. Windybank? Was he still alive? No, it can't be him. He was inside the storeroom. Okay. I actually don't know. Okay, let's think this through then. These two were in the storeroom, so they couldn't have come out and done it. The storeroom was locked from the inside, so it's not these two. It couldn't be. It might have been. No, wait, no. That was after they fled, so Holmes was in there. It could have been him. He could have moved it. Can't be these. Might be these two, but I don't think so since, you know, the idea is they fled. Gregson, was he there? Might have been. Yeah, who I don't know who they're talking about here. Holmes seems to be the most likely candidate since, you know, he was there. But that doesn't really get us anywhere, does it? Unless they're talking about these two. Did they move it before they left? They could have. They might have moved it.
Take that!
It was the witnesses currently in the stand, the Skulkin brothers. Wait. This does not agree with what brothers said in testimony before. They said they did not even have time to pull Dukes from Lucy Lockets. My phrasebook says Dukes is meaning hands and Lucy Lockets is meaning pockets. But is this another lie? Is this what you are saying? Yes, I'm afraid so. Now hold on there a minute, you can't be sure of that. I quite agree. The accused is a common pickpurse after all. It's perfectly possible that she went through the things on the desk to see what she might steal. I think that's unlikely. And why exactly? As you can see from this photographic print, the defendant was pointing a gun at the victim. It would seem, as my learned friend indicated, that she was coercing Mr. Windybank to open the storeroom door. In other words, Miss Lestrade's interest lay within the storeroom, not in the main shop, giving her no reason to touch anything on the counter. All of which points to one thing. The Skulkin brothers have omitted key facts in their testimony. Ah, okay, that's what we're getting at. But the accused is a pickpurse. Come on, gutter crash. Why look any further for the wrongdoer here? Because the Skulkin brothers are thieves, madame. No better, in fact worse, than a pickpurse. I believe that these brothers were looking for something on the victim's counter that night. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you would condemn the defendant on the grounds that she's a pickpocket, would it not at least be right and proper to thoroughly scrutinize testimony given against her by two thieves? That's it. I, for one, would like to hear more from that shady pair. Why you use your head like that? Can you all see now? I think you'll find stereoscopes aren't playthings. You've seen the extraordinary potential firsthand. Wholeheartedly agree. Stop. Must purchase after trial. Stop. Will return home via Regent Street. Stop. Oh, see the story that you discourse. These are the credit collections are the magistrate of justice. Everybody submissions to the conclusion of the well resulted in the defendant's favor. Clearly into guilty, falling into not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is without consensus. And all this shall continue. Yay, well done. Oh, by the way, what? You should hold on to this, Runo. You never know when it might come in useful. Twice in one trial would be unusual, surely, but alright. Thank you! Now we no longer need a 3DS, we have the 3DS right here. So, like... you have to pop your 2 prints in here to start with, you see. And then, when you look through the eyepieces, you can see the image in 3 dimensions. The important thing is to get right the position of the 2 prints. I don't know who came up with the idea of a stereoscope, but it's really quite fascinating. Okay, so I guess we can't just stereoscope the images anytime, it's only when it's relevant. Alright. Magics! Yes, are the witnesses at the court demand additional testimony from them. I'm sure it won't spoil the bouquet to do so, my lord. I've won myself another chance to probe that pair about their activities that night at least. And I won't stop probing them until I've proven that Gina is innocent. To be continued. Alrighty. Oh, that was a good session, don't you think? We're definitely getting into it, chat. What happened that night? We just got ourselves. We've basically doubled the amount of evidence we have in storage now, so we've got a lot to work with. Where is this going? We shall have to see. Alright, thanks for watching. I will catch you guys around soon. Peace.